Watch the power move from the hardwood glory to the locker room chats. We cover it all, ain't no need for no stats. Sipping on knowledge, pouring out the truth. Supporting the queens who brings the fire, that's the proof. So sit back, turn it up, let the stories unfold. Yeah, WNBA, we bring the heat, the future's bold. In the man cave where the legends collide. Leaf Diggy and Coach Ed got that East Coast pride. What? WNBA vibes, we breaking it down. From the game to the grind, let's wear that crown. Yeah. Stay tuned in, we keeping it real. The stories of strength and the heart that you feel. Dishing out knowledge like assists we aim. In the man cave where we elevating the game. So grab your seat, let the action ignite. Yeah, WNBA, we bring it to light. Keep it tight.
Salute, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome technically to episode 22, but this is the first episode under the new rebranded name WNBA She Got Game. So welcome aboard, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Coach Ed, my partner right here, the Man-Cave. Hopefully Leaf, our brother Leaf, handling his business. Hopefully he'll be back whenever. And then, next shift, he's another one getting him, his stuff together. And hopefully the foursome will be back together, to continue talking about the WNBA and everything that's going on in women's basketball. So, but Cave, how you doing, brother? How's everything with you today?
Man, I'm doing good. It's a great day, man. Like I said, talking WNBA is a great day, man. There's always something new, always something going on, man. But I'm feeling good, man. Like I said, nice sunny out here down here in the A, man. So, hey, can't ask for anything better, man. You know what I'm saying? Just to talk some WNBA because, hey, it's that time of year. It's getting heated up right down to the stretch, going to the stretch, man. So, but it's all good. We'll get into it.
Exactly. And everyone that's tuned in, make sure you guys hit that like button on all the networks and channels associated. All the links are in the description. So tap in on the Hardcore, the Aboriginal, on Cave, on Leaf, on myself. Make sure you guys hit the links. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and hit the notification so you know when we post new content. There's great content everywhere. And it's not just the W, it's all sports, man. We got you covered on so many different facets. So make sure you guys tap in. We appreciate you guys for doing that, man. It really helps us out a lot. Hey, it's free for you guys. You know the saying, if it's free, it's for me. I know I say that. So, help us out. We appreciate it. So, but let's get into, the topics for today. The first one we're going to talk about is, will key injuries derail top seeds playoff runs? So, that's been a big thing this year. It just seemed like every time I turn around, somebody is having an injury. It doesn't matter if you're the top team or, if you're the last team in the league. It just seems like everybody is having injuries. So when it gets to the playoffs, will key injuries hurt some of the top teams? Kay, what's your thoughts on that, man?
Hey, yeah, it looked like it may, but it looked like some of these top teams again, like Nafisa Collier returned back for the Lynx, Brianna Stewart returned back for the Liberties. Tough break, man, for the Indiana Fever, man. They've been having Caitlin Clark's been out for a minute, but now they have to go the rest of the season in the playoffs without Sophie Cunningham and stuff like that. That's a big loss for them, man. So yeah, man. My whole thing is injuries is never a never fun part of the game, but that's just the reality of it. You wish it could happen early in the season, compared to later in the season, especially in the playoff run when you want to be at full strength. The good thing for us, the Liberty, everybody getting back to full strength because Benaja should be coming back soon, I think. I don't know if she's going to make it for the playoffs, but she should because she's been out most of the year. So, and, John Quall was out. Now she's really fully back in there. So, and then Brianna just got back. So, hey, hopefully these last games before the playoff will really help, for the strength and the chemistry and stuff like that and get her back into, the flow of things for the Liberties and stuff because we're going to need her because, hey, man, these the Lynx are as a top foe, and the Lynx and then the Aces are improving steadily, so hey, we need all hands on deck for these guys and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, for the Fever, yeah, that key injury, yeah, it could really hamper them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because Caitlin Clark, she's been in and out, and there's no guarantee she's gonna be there for the full go. So they really needed Sophie Cunningham and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a big loss for them and stuff like that. And I know some other little key injuries and stuff for some other teams and stuff like that. You know, and you got to watch out for the Mercury, man, because the Mercury is heating up. you know, the Mercury's rising, man. Any team with Satu Sabli and Alyssa Thomas, Dewana Bonner, and the rest of those guys will be there, man.
Well, you make some good points. It does concern me. Especially with the Liberty. I mean, because it just seems like every time we turn around, I mean, Izzy is out now. You got Nyara out. Like you
Right.
talked about Renai. It just seemed like you had 7, maybe 8 players throughout the course of the year that the Liberty have lost playing time. So that's a concern. And then getting players back, that's a good thing. I mean, last night you even had to give Natasha a break, because you could see the wear and tear on her. But now how about developing a level of continuity? So pose that question, I thought about it, and I was like, thinking about it from a Liberty perspective, yes. Now the Lynx, getting back Nafisha right on time. Indiana made an excellent point, man. I mean, they pretty much played the whole season without Clark.
Okay, right.
And now losing Sophie. I mean, it's tough, and it does concern you. Does it take away from the quality of the basketball that can be played in the playoffs? That's something that you do want to think about. So is it a concern? Yes. I'm going to say yes, it is a concern. Can it derail some of the teams? Yes. As a Liberty fan, it does. I'm not going to lie to you, man. It really concerns me because, can we get the continuity up to go ahead and be able to, play, and defend defend the crown. So, that's definitely a concern, for what we have going on. What's up? I know that's probably Big Pat. So what's up, Pat?
What's up, Pat?
In, man. So, but yeah, come playoff time, those injuries, it's a concern, and God forbid someone goes down in the playoffs. It could really take you down. Nafisa in the playoffs. You think about the aces, and and I don't wish this on any player. Please do not think you don't think that I'm thinking or wishing that on anyone. I'm not.
Right.
So, what's up, sis? What's up, Queen? How you doing? I hope everything is well with you and the family. Nothing but love and respect. We talking about the W, so hang out, join in. So yeah, Pat. Yeah, you grinded, man. You grinded. But when like I said, when you pose this question and I thought about it, it could derail some of these teams, and it really can. You talked about Phoenix. If they lost AT, that's a big loss right there. So you got the aces. I understand. Rock your squads. So
what, Alyssa's out? Alyssa?
No. I'm saying hypothetically, come playoff time.
Yeah,
If we go down the list of the teams based on the question, can it derail top teams? Yes, it can.
Of course.
Yes, it can. So who has enough? Now, I will say this. The Aces have shown that they can still play top ball even without Nafisa. They're the one team that I think that, to be brutally honest, if they lose, they could go on. Now, they can't lose, to me, they can't lose Courtney Williams. She's that spark plug to that whole engine to the offense. She really gets them going. She's that heart and soul, so but again, injuries are definitely and we don't want it. We want to see everybody out there full strength because to be the best, you want to beat the best. Plain and simple. And that's as a coach, that's always what I've always preached to the guys. When people say, "Oh, I don't want to play this team because No, 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 no.
No, no, no.
I
Right.
want the best. Give me the best. I'll be honest with you. Hypothetically, going back in the days, the Bulls back in the day, if I
You're
got to
right.
play 82 games against the Bulls, I
Mhm.
forget everybody else. Let me just play the Bulls. They beat me. They beat me. If I beat them, I beat them. But that's my
You
mindset.
you wanna play them with Michael and Scotty.
Yes,
Right.
full strength, because when I win, I don't want to hear nobody say, "Oh no, it's well they didn't have so and so." I want
Right.
everyone there. Nafisa, I want you there. Aces, I want you full strength. Phoenix, I want you full strength. Liberty, I
Mm.
want you full strength because
Fever, right, yeah.
Atlanta, I want you at full.
Oh,
I want
yeah.
everybody at full strength because it also elevates the quality of play. And as a fan, I'm tuned in. I'm really watching
Mhm.
the game and seeing the plays and everything. Exactly, Demetrius. They have proven to be a good
Mm.
team without Nafisha.
Mhm.
And you know, that's good for basketball, because as a fan, you want to sit back and you want to see, look, can they make the adjustments and can they play? Great coaching. But on the same token, that just tells you, to everyone else, you know what? They got a good squad. They have a good
They got a
squad
deep,
over there.
deep squad.
Yes, they do. A deep squad, and I'm liking the trade. I really do when they just brought Dejanay. Hurts, because I do
Mm.
love her game, but
Mhm.
he's hitting the threes now. I'm like, where the hell was this with Connecticut and
Mhm.
Dallas? And it's just like, all right, so it's gonna make it tough. So, but it's exciting. I'm really excited. So, you know,
Yeah, man.
I like that question. You guys, make sure y'all tell us, who your thoughts on injuries in the playoffs. Do you think, for the teams, who would it be most detrimental to, if they lost, XYZ players? So a lot of teams, like Cave said, are getting their players back. So
I
hopefully
know
our
one
Liberty.
team. I know
Mhm.
the Dream can't lose
No.
Alicia Gray. They can't lose her, man. She's detrimental to that team,
You know what
you
though?
know?
One move that I like is when you have what you call it coming off the bench after she came back from injury, Brittany Griner. Now
Mm,
that she's
mm,
coming off the bench, it, it,
yeah.
it, it it's
Yeah.
it's changed that team.
Mhm.
So, and hopefully for the Liberty getting Stewie back, moving Emma to the bench in a
Lisa,
sense,
man.
yeah, it helps the bench, and that's what I want to see. I want to see teams at full strength. You just talked about my girl, Rutgers Nation stand up strong for her, Benija, getting her
Nah,
back.
yeah.
Hopefully she can, Naira, we definitely need her. Izzy, you see how
Mhm.
important Izzy has been with what she's doing. So everyone, even Rebecca, Gardner. I mean, I know she's been moved to the end of the bench, but she plays some good ball when she gets in there. So and that's what I want to see. I want to see the good teams be at full strength, and then you know what? Let's go to war. Let's see who wins it. So,
Mhm.
but you know
And
that
also
that
for the
that's
Aces, man, that was a good
yeah.
move moving Jewel Lloyd to the bench.
Yes, yes, excellent. Yeah, that was a good one too. So, and hey, look, what does it do? It gears you up for the playoffs. So, you got to be ready. You got to be
Uh-huh.
ready. So, let's move on to the next question. So, and great question that you pose also. So, who is the face of the WNBA? Is
Mhm.
is I mean, bro, I was going through it and I'm like, can you say Nafisa? But is it still Aja? I mean,
Yeah.
is it Caitlyn? Because some people argue it's Caitlyn. Because there's that facet that loves Caitlyn, and
Yeah, for the Hive, yeah.
yeah. So, but it's a Paige. Is Paige slowly becoming that type of a player? So
Mhm.
I, who would you say is the face of the WNBA right now?
Imma say it. I know the league wants it to be Caitlin Clark right now. Caitlin Clark and things like that. But I'm gonna still go with Asia Wilson. Asia is still the face of the league, bro. Until
Mhm.
they dethrone them. I mean, I know they didn't win a championship last year, but they have done so. She has done so much in this league, man. Her, Nafisa. Until Caitlin and Angel Reese and all of them starts, getting deep in the playoff and winning championships, I can't just turn it over to them. I mean, it's in good hands going over to those
Mhm.
guys.
Mhm.
But for right
Mhm.
now, it's still going to be the old guards right now. It's going to be Nafisa and
Mhm.
Asia, but I think Asia Wilson is still the face of the league, and she just had like a 30 and a 20
Yeah.
rebound.
Yeah.
I
See.
mean, I
See.
mean, I mean, and she does that in her sleep, bro. And I mean, look at the talent around. I mean, she got some good talent, but it's like, man, if they was doing their stuff for real, I mean,
Mhm.
'cause, I mean, she be putting in that work. She puts in that work, man. Asia Wilson is feared around the league, bro. I don't care what
Mhm.
nobody says. Kaylin Clark is cool. Paige Becker is coming on, but like I said, they still young pups right now. They're
Mhm.
young
Mhm.
pups right
Mhm.
now. But
Mhm.
Them Rottweilers are still roaming. They
I
still
like.
roaming the fence, bro. They still roaming the fence, bro. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Exactly. The Rotties. That's funny. I actually had a semi-pro team called the Rottweilers. So yeah. So that's
Right,
good.
right,
And
right, right.
they some dogs, but everybody seems to agree. It's Aja still, and I agree with you. Case in point, when the Aces were struggling, she was still doing her thing, and she was carrying that team. And I mean, pregame, you see everybody doing their dresses and I mean their fashion. I
Right.
always gotta try. What is Aja got on? What is she wearing?
Right. You
What's
said when she coming to the stadium with
yes, yeah, Ghost Dog, what's up? Yeah,
Ghost,
salute,
what's up,
salute.
bro?
So, but yeah, it is Aja.
Scoo said Asian and she's not being biased.
No,
Yeah, you
exactly.
ain't being
So
biased, man.
no, 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 none of us are being biased. We all
No, no,
say
she
the
was just
same
saying
thing.
she's not. Yeah, we
Yeah.
say, man, it's Asian, man, until it's proven otherwise, man.
I will say this: if it's not Asia, it better be Nafisa.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
and this is coming from a Liberty fan. This is
Mhm.
coming from a Liberty fan. It is as far as the face. If y'all say it's not Aja, okay, fine.
It gotta be Nafisa,
Then it better be
right?
Nafisa. And look, people can say, "Oh, well, you hating on Caitlin Clark, and look at
Mm,
what she's doing and bringing to the game." But she's only been in this game, for last year and not even all of this year. So I can't give her that just yet. Yes, she brings fan interest in, but she's not the face. She's not out there every game going to war and doing her thing, leading the league and scoring consistently day in and day out as yet. So, I'll give her, a couple more years, maybe. Yes, I'll be honest. In a couple years,
mhm.
with the new young dogs that are coming in with Paige and in the future, Lauren Betts and
Juju.
Juju, we'll see, but right now, number one to me, I'm with all of you guys. It's Aja, hands
Mhm.
down. I just and I love watching her game. I love watching her intensity. You know,
Yes, yes.
you just watch it. I mean, she focuses in when she knows it's money time, and she's like, can't nobody stop me. There's nobody in this league that, and to be honest with you, there isn't. There isn't. So it's like, look, Greg, come down, get the ball to Aja. Everybody else get the hell out of the way, let her do her thing. So,
And you know
so
what? And Aja doing her thing while what's that loving basketball while her man is sitting right in the front row. Bam. Bam
Bam
be
out
at
of
all them games. He be at
yes,
I mean,
yes,
look at
sir.
he be in them games. I'm like, she be giving that work. But to get back with Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers, trust
Hmm.
me, they don't want that work from Asia or Nafisa
Mm-mm,
Collier. They'll both say
mm-mm,
that same thing. If
mm-mm,
they play against them, play against both of them teams, they're gonna get that business from Asia Wilson
mm-hmm,
and from Nafisa Collier. And
mm-hmm,
Caitlin Clark knows it as well as Angel Reese and all. They know it. They
mm-hmm,
know what's up. I mean, don't give me a Page Beckers too. They know it. They're gonna get that work. You know
mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And people can say it's like, yo, them girls are not afraid of them whatsoever. I mean, and that's how it
Exactly.
should be.
Exactly. So that's why I love that, the face of the WNBA, and I don't want people to forget because, with Caitlin Clark and what she's done coming from Iowa to the at WNBA last year, even this year with
Hmm.
the injuries, I get it, I respect it, but nah, right now, when it comes to that money time, I think we all want to see what the Aces are going to do, led by Aja, and the Lynx led by Nafisa. So, but yeah, there you go. That's the face of the WNBA. So, and Aja Wilson, I'm telling you right now, y'all better recognize because she got game. So there you go. There you go.
Yes, she do. She got mad game.
Exactly. So I appreciate everyone tapping in. Make sure you guys, for those of you who are a little confused, we scrapped the old name because the Full Court Press technically is owned by the WNBA, and we don't want no issues. We respect and love the W, so that's why we changed it. And you know what? Kind of, we are feeling this one. WNBA, she got game, and you got to respect that. These ladies got game. So, and we're gonna continue to work to bring creative ideas to you guys. You guys got stuff. Yo, put it in the chat. Contact us. Let us know. Yo, I think about this. I think about this. What about this for a segment on your show? We're open. This is all of our show because we love the WNBA. So now we're gonna move on to another segment, another topic, and which playoff team should the top seeds be concerned with facing? And that's a tricky one. So just so everybody understands, Minnesota is number one in terms of positioning in the WNBA. Minnesota's 1, Atlanta 2, Vegas 3, Phoenix 4, New York 5, Seattle 6, Golden State 7, and Indiana is 8. Now, the Sparks and Washington are right on the outside. They're right there behind Indiana. So, but I believe it's the top 8 make the playoffs.
Where's the Dream at?
Atlanta is 2. They're at number 2. So basically, you want to say after the top 4, 5 through 8, if you want to say 5 through 10, because they're that close. Who do you think on the bottom spectrum of the league in the playoff positioning should the top teams really be concerned with facing? Is it Seattle?
Name 5 through 8. Name 5 through 8 again. 5 through
5 is New York. 6 is Seattle. 7 is Golden State. 8 is Indiana. That's in the playoffs right now. LA is a game behind Indiana, and Washington is 3.5 behind Indiana. So out of those teams, really, who do you think the top teams in Minnesota, Atlanta, Vegas, and Phoenix should really be concerned with facing?
See, I know I see what the rankings are, but I'm still going to say the top 4 teams is Minnesota, the Aces, the Liberty, and the Mercury or the Dream in between there. Those are the top 4, even though they flipped the way they were because of the way the records are and stuff like that.
How about I do this? Just say 1 through 5. We're just gonna say they're the top teams. So let's go Seattle, Golden State, Indiana, and then on the outside the Sparks and the Mystic. Who should those top teams not want to face right now?
Oh, for that, I would say, well, I mean, the Fever would have been in there with the Witch Club because of the injury of Sophie Cunningham and stuff like that. But they still a dangerous team. But the Sparks, man, the Sparks are a team that you got to be kind of wary of because right now they're playing with house money. They was on a roll. They got the talent. They got the players to upset somebody because of Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum has a lot of playoff experience that other teams really don't have. She played with the Aces, so she knows how to win. She knows for the big moments and stuff like that. And the Aces, the Sparks got a lot of bigs. They got Azare Stevens. What's the other girl name? It's not Cambridge. She's not there no more. Is Hamby or is it Hamby?
No, they got De'Erica Hamby. They got
De'Erica Hamby. Yeah, they got a lot of bigs, and they got Rakia Jackson.
Yes,
they got Cameron Brinks just come back from injuries and stuff like that. She's still getting acclimated and stuff like that, but they are a team that has been given problems over the last few weeks. They have really been coming to play, so people really got to watch out for them. So, of all the teams, the Storm, I won't say too much. I would think I'm gonna go with the Sparks. The Sparks are the team, like I said, because right now they're really kind of healthy and stuff like that, so they can give somebody some problems. So if one of the top teams gets some injuries, that's probably a team that you at least want to face is the Sparks.
Good one. I'm going to add something to this from teams 6 through 10. Over the last 10, the Storm have been 4-6, but they're on a 3-game winning streak. Golden State is 5-5, and they've won 1. Indiana is 4-6. They've lost the last two. LA is 6-4, and they just won one. And Washington is 3-7, and they've lost four in a row. So if you look at it like that, I can agree with you in terms of the Sparks. Um, but Seattle, see the thing that hurt Seattle because of their 10 game, they're 4-6, but they're on a
Mm-hmm.
3 game tear. So then
Mm-hmm.
it's like, well, maybe they're starting to rebound, and as a top team, yeah, you don't because they're loaded. It's not like they're not loaded. So, they're in the sixth spot. So basically six, they would be facing the Vegas Aces in the first round of the playoffs. So that's a good matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So Vegas still has something to worry about when you think about that. So, but LA, they're still fighting, they're chasing, and they're like I said, they're a game behind Indiana. So first of all, they want to get into the playoffs. And then if they're at 8, they're facing the Lynx. So, the Lynx, it will be like you said, you have talent there on that team, young talent as well as veteran leadership. So yeah, I'm with you, and I can definitely agree with you on the Sparks. They're definitely a team that you want to be concerned with facing in the playoffs. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you there. So it's definitely a good goal. So I mean, I'm sitting here looking at it. The top teams in the top game. Let me see. The Lynx are 8-2. Atlanta's 8-2. The Aces are 10-0. Phoenix is 6-4. So those top four teams are really, they're starting to get in
Mm-hmm.
there, get their feel and get ready for the playoffs. So that those 10 games really, that's why I like watching a 10 game set because that gives you a bigger picture than one or two games. You can really see how they're doing, during that time frame. So yeah, it's interesting. So LA is a good one, man. Definitely good call there. So
Mm-hmm.
um who do you guys think, some of the top teams in the league, playoff teams should be concerned with? Make sure you put that in the comment section, man. Definitely appreciate you. So next anything else you want to add to this?
Yeah, I'll just say like this, and this question is basically with playoff and with injury concern implications in it too. Meaning, like if these playoff teams, these top teams are not at full strength, these are the teams you got to watch out for
Mm-hmm.
facing. That's what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because at full strength, though, yeah, they're gonna win because they have full strength. But this is what happens when you get towards the playoffs when you get key injuries at the wrong time, and then you got to make adjustments on the fly and stuff like that. Is like so this is what these top teams got to look out for because they can get upset, man. You don't want to see it, but you
Mm-hmm.
can get upset.
Exactly. So good point. Definitely. Yeah, you got to be at full strength. That's why Liberty. Come on, we need everybody back. We got to be at full strength, man. We got to defend our titles. So, let's see what happens going forward. So, but next topic we want to talk about: which non-playoff teams will have the WNBA on notice in the future? And again,
Hmm.
you got the Sparks, the Mystics, Connecticut, Chicago, and Dallas. So, what those teams you think going into next year in the future will definitely put teams on notice? I'm going to start with this one.
Hmm.
And I honestly think it is going to be the Sparks. I mean, they continue to build. They're getting hot, going down the strength, down the end of the season. I was looking at Connecticut because for some reason they've been starting to play a little bit better.
Hmm.
Yesterday, they gave New York a go. They didn't give up. So they're 4-6 over their last um 10 games. So, that's why, but again, like we said, the Sparks are 6-4, Washington's 3-7, Chicago's 2-8, Dallas is 1-9, man. I thought they were
Hmm.
ascending, but they so right now in the future, with the talent that they have, if they don't make the playoffs, that means they're probably going to be in the lottery. So, they're probably going to get a good pick. So,
Hmm.
can you can add to that. So, to me, it's the spark. So who would you say, is a team that can have the league on notice in the future?
Yeah, the Sparks are a good one, but See, I was gonna go with Dallas or Washington because
Mm.
Washington, like I said, they've had 2 rookies that played in the All-Star
Mhm,
game.
mhm,
They
mhm,
they 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 got some players on that team. Like I said, they just don't know how to win right now. But in the
mhm,
future, it look like they're going to do because they have played some competitive games this season against teams that I didn't think they were going to win a game against, and they beat these teams. And
mhm,
now they starting to fall apart, maybe. But by middle of the season, they were really doing good. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
So,
mhm,
hey, I'm gonna go with the Mystics, man. The Mystics. I want to go with the Wings too because, like I said, because either one of these teams could get the top pick, and let's say if it's Betts or,
mm,
hey, let's even say if Juju surprise everybody and come out and they pick her and she just sitting there,
mhm,
you know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Jumping, you see that she can elevate them teams, man. She can elevate either one
mhm,
of those
mhm,
teams.
mhm, mhm, true.
Oh, but I think I'm gonna go with Washington because Washington, like I said, was Sonia Citron, and Kiki Arifin, and as well as they just had Sykes, but they traded her, and then the other
Mhm,
girl on the team, I forgot her name. It's like she's a stud too, man. She's good. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Mystics. I think the Mystics, like I said, they set up nicely to get that team to get even better and stuff like that.
mhm,
And
mhm,
Dallas too, because Dallas, like I said, when you got Paige Beckers, you got
mhm,
Arika, you know what I'm saying? You just missing like one, like a big or something like a impact big player. So if they could get bets on that team or somebody
ooh,
else in the college ranks or something like that, hey man, they're gonna be right back in it because they have a lot of guards. Dallas have guards, and that's one
mhm,
thing you win with guards. Dallas got Becker, they got Arika, and they got my homeboy's niece, Isaiah James. They got Isaiah James.
mhm,
And they got
mhm.
some other players too. So I'll look for the Wings, man. So it'll be the Mystics and the Wings for me, but I think I'll go with the Mystics.
Okay, that's a good one. You know what? You made some good points. I mean, because now could you imagine if you put bets on the Sparks, or even if Juju did come out and put Juju on the Sparks,
Yeah.
man, that would really blow them up. So I'm with you, and that's the beauty of next year's, top right now, the top players coming out, and we haven't even played the games, and someone's going to come out of nowhere to really shine. So, and there's a lot of talent that's there. So I'm with you there, in terms of Washington with the young players that they have there. You have Shakira Austin as a big down there. So
That's what was a Shakira Austin.
and I love her game, man. I love ferocity and her ferociousness, the way she plays, and she needs to fine tune and get a little extended game, and be consistent with her extended game a little bit. But I mean, she definitely can play, and it helps those players out, those rookies out. So I'm with you. Washington, I can definitely respect that. So you know what? The future of the league is in good hands coming forward, and we didn't even talk about the expansion teams.
Oh yeah.
Eventually. So it's like, who are they going to get? And they're going to be grabbing a lot of players from these teams. So it's like
Hmm.
we saw what Golden State did, and it's just like all you got to do is get to the middle of the league next year. That's all you need, just the middle of the league, and be playing some good ball. So I like I said, I'm just excited. I love the direction of this league. Hey, pay the ladies their money. That's another thing, but overall the play, I'm definitely loving what I'm seeing there. So, you got anything else you want to add to this right
Yeah,
here?
and I also forgot, and I don't know why I keep forgetting this girl in college, man, on South Carolina, Tanaya Latson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she could be a big booster to one of these young teams because, like I said, she's a scorer, man. So, hey, man, hey, the foundation is tough, is tight for these teams, man. It's like they got the scoring,
Mm-hmm.
man. They're getting
Mm-hmm.
some more bigs and stuff like that, man. But yeah, like hey, just like you said, the league is it's getting exciting, it's growing, it's getting even better. There's better players coming out and stuff like that, and the parity in the league is going to be overwhelmingly even. Soon, at some point, it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
you're still going to have your top teams, but it's going to be a lot of parity in the league, which is great for the league.
Well, I mean, the parody also, to be honest with you, we can't even forget about the unrivaled, because of what they're doing with college, with women's sports, and the money that they're putting on the table for these young women. You're already getting a lot of these young women committed to them, so that's just going to help the game grow, the WNBA and women's basketball as a whole. So I'm loving it. I'm a pretty that that's why I said I could sit back and just watch the game and watch how they play, and their physical, their movements, their spacing. You still can, put it down into the low post and see a true I mean, I'm watching Tina Charles yesterday, and she's getting the hook shot. And I'm like, she's back
Right.
down to get the hook. I'm like,
She just don't have the
whoa,
goggles, right? She don't have the goggles like
yes,
Kareem.
yes. I'm just like, yo, wait a minute, Tina.
Tina's still giving business.
Exactly. So, they truly have the inside outside plus the 5 out concept all into one. So, that's another reason why I love the game. So, but gonna go ahead and move on to our another topic, and we gotta talk about Paige Beckers and her. Man, did she put on a show the other day? It's just like, and you're like, this is a rookie. She's a rookie doing this. And what can you imagine if once she really fine tunes her game? And whew, what did you think about when her performance?
Let me say this, man. We talking about a lady who has 2 ACL injuries.
Mm-hmm,
And doing this, like I said, see, if she didn't have those ACL injuries, she would have been far more ahead of schedule and stuff like that. And that's what's all about. Is like, man, and she's doing all this, and she's like, yo, she's showing you that she got game. 44
mm-hmm,
point in the game. What other rookies have you ever known that to do something like this? Like I said, man,
mm-hmm,
Paige Beckers, 44 points in the game. Like I said, when you watch the thing about it, when you watch her game, it's just the way she scores. She scores on all levels, all three
mm-hmm,
levels. It's like she got the 3-point shot, she got the mid range. You know what I'm saying? She got the
mm-hmm,
drive to the back. She got everything. I mean, and she kills them with that hezzy, that mid range pull up and stuff like that. You could just see the confidence when she plays. You can see the confidence.
mm-hmm,
Like she's not out there thinking. She's out there just doing it.
mm-hmm,
Some people like this is like they're like a robot, the mechanic. She's not a robot. She's not a mechanic. She's just playing free.
mm-hmm.
So the game is coming easy to her, and she's playing within the game. She's not being selfish. She's not gunning. She's not doing nothing. She's playing within the game, and that's when you see something like that, you'd be like, "Yo, she gets it. She's only a rookie. She's only gonna get better and stuff like that. When she get better bigs around her and things like that. Like I said, Arika is already a star and stuff like that. But like I said, Paige right now, like I said, she just like what we said, the rookie of the year and stuff like that, man. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, she played the whole season, what I'm saying, knock on wood, she's been healthy. I know, which is a great thing for her, man. I know she's gonna be happy about that, what I'm saying, because we all know playing at college, what I'm saying, her college was with injury riddled and stuff like that that slowed her down and stuff like that. So this like really the first full season in a while that she's been able to showcase her talent like this. And like I said, she's putting the league on notice, man. 44 points in a game, man. It's like, yo, what else can you say? You know what I'm saying? What else can you say, man?
The only other rookie, I believe, I'm double checking right now. I believe it's Cynthia Cooper. I think Cynthia Cooper did it, but she wasn't a true rookie. She was
You're
a
right, she wasn't.
veteran.
Right.
This is why this is even more amazing. Yeah, she tied Cynthia Cooper's 44
Mm-hmm.
points, and Cynthia Cooper I think she was in her 30s when she
You're
did
right.
that.
Yeah, because that's when
So
they started the league, right?
yeah, so and that's when the W first started. So so that's why you got to think about this, and you got to look at it from that perspective. It's this is a 21, 22-year-old woman, so and she's going up against grown women, and she's handling her business, so and for her to do that, and again, think about it. I think there's only been three, and the only other one to score in over 40 as a rookie is Candace Parker. No one else.
Mm-hmm.
So you think about all the great players, Lisa Leslie being in this league. I mean, you can go down the list. No one else has done this, but 3 women as rookies, and 2 of them, Candace Parker and Paige Beckers, were truly in their 20s. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why this is amazing, and you want to see her game continue to grow. And it's just a matter of time, like you said. You surrounded with more talent, and I'm telling you, look what she did with UConn. Think about that.
Yeah.
They went and won the title last year, and she had all that talent around her. So it's like, yeah, when you surround her with the talent she needs, man, I'm telling you, great players become greater players when you
Uh,
surround them with good talent like this. So
That's what I'm saying. 2 ACLs, man. Look at that.
Yes.
2 ACLs. It's like, yo, that's unheard of a player with that type of injury to be to
Hmm.
duplicate that. And for those who don't know, Cynthia Cooper was the first great player of the WNBA, like
Hmm.
George Mikan was the first great player of the NBA.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, exactly. This was before they, because women back then, once they were finishing college, they had to go overseas. So,
Right.
and that's why when the W started back in '97, these
Hmm.
women flocked back to the states. They say, "Yeah, we want to play in the states," and and look where it's gotten to this point. So, kudos, congratulations to Paige.
Paige Bueckers.
A round of applause, for what you're doing, and I'm looking for more. But you know what? She now set the bar high, so other
Hmm.
rookies going to come in there. They're going to gun for that. So
Right.
I'm like, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So maybe one day somebody can get to 81 points. So,
Yeah.
So, okay, all right. We're going to move on right now to some expansion news. The expansion Portland Fire, they, just saw it today. They announced their general manager, Vanja Cernivec. I'm sorry if I messed up his name, but
Hmm.
that's a good sign. You need your management, you need your leadership in place, as you continue to build your program, because before you know it, they're going to be on the floor. They're going to be, drafting players. They're going to go through the expansion draft, and you're building up a fan base out there in the Pacific Northwest. So you definitely want to have leadership in place. So let me read what they said about this person. Wait a minute, I'll know something
From the
here.
Portland Fire.
Yeah, so here it is. I'm pulling it up from ESPN.com. In her current role, she helped build what has been the winning expansion team in league history. So, yeah, it sounds like she was with Golden State. So,
Got
there
him
you
off the
go.
tree, huh?
Yeah, so she had working under the Valkyries GM Ohema Nyan. Cernovia played a role in the international heavy nature of Golden State's roster. Of the 19 players to appear for the Valkyries this season, 10 were born outside the United States. So that's giving you a little insight that
She put
they
that team
may be,
together, right?
yeah, they may be dipping in international also. Not saying they're not going to
Mm,
stay home, but
right.
they're going to look international to bring players in, and that's good. That's good. So I mean, what's your thoughts on this hiring?
Oh man, this is a great hire for Portland. Like I said, just like what you said. I mean, who wouldn't want somebody with a background like that? You just help build a
Mm-hmm.
another expansion team. So it's like you have the experience, you're gonna go right back into it, But this time, this is gonna be your team now. So
Exactly.
you saw the success of how the Valkyries were this season. So now you can might take some of that, take that over to Portland when y'all making these picks and things like that. How you gonna put this team together to make it a competitive team? Because like I said, when the season first started, well, I was just like, man, the Valkyries gonna be a throwaway. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, they're
Yep.
gonna get mollywopped by the league. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna it's like, but now seeing them players like, whoa, they put some players together. Some real hustlers together. Like you said, we had Kayla Thorne, from our team and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna, and like I said, the draft is gonna happen again. The WNBA expansion draft is gonna happen again. They're gonna take some more good players from other teams, man.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna put together a good team because next year is Portland and another team, right?
I think
Portland,
it's
Toronto.
Portland and Toronto, I believe, is coming out
Yeah,
next year.
Portland and Toronto.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so
wait a minute. When is Cleveland? Is it Cleveland?
I
Wait a
think I
minute.
think it's Portland and Toronto next year, and then the following year, I think it's gonna be
Yeah,
Cleveland after that,
Cleveland. Yeah, okay.
and Detroit,
Okay.
I think.
Cleveland, Detroit, and or Philly is on the market. I think it's Philly and Boston.
Yeah,
Um, and Charlotte. I think, yeah, Philly, Boston, and Charlotte are the other ones who are being considered too. So, but yeah, I'm loving the
great
expansion.
hire.
I'm loving this. Yeah, I'm with you. It's a great hire. I'm excited. I'm excited, but I'm also scared because it's like, okay, but
Gonna
when it comes,
poach.
yeah, who you look at the Liberty and it's like, oh, first of all, how many can we protect? So who does that leave? So I'm already saying Naira, Izzy. I'm sitting going down the list.
Hmm.
Does that mean we lose Johannes? You possibly losing Maureen Johannes, so because she's, she can play. The
Mm-hmm.
wizard can play, man. That leg kick three is like, wow.
Right.
So, but again, every team could. We could sit here and look at Minnesota. Who's Minnesota possibly going to lose? Because they have some good talent there. So it's this expansion is good for the game, but it's also concerning if you're an existing team and you're going to lose players. So, but hey, it opens up the market for more jobs for these young ladies. So, and we get more talent into the league. So, I'm excited. So, kudos to Portland.
Amazing.
You guys are doing an amazing job there. So definitely wanted
Mm-hmm.
to tap into that. So um, next thing we're going to talk about, and it is well deserved. And I definitely want to give her kudos and say,
Congratulations. Well done.
Candace Parker, you had your jersey retired by the Chicago Sky. Um, definitely deserved. Definitely deserves. She definitely deserves. You know, I mean, everywhere she goes, whether it's high school, college, the pros, she deserves her jersey retired. So, what's your thoughts on seeing her get this jersey retired?
Oh man, this is like the ultimate. This is like the ultimate honor to do it in your
Mm-hmm.
the Chicago area. You know what I'm saying? I know this means so much to her. I know she got the Sparks
Mm-hmm.
retired jersey and stuff like that, but it means a little bit more in your own hometown. You know what I'm saying? The place you grew up with. You got your high school jersey retired. You got your college jersey
Mm-hmm.
retired. Man, she just get her jersey like,
She
yo, this
won
is
the
a norm for her. You know what I'm saying? For some people, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, they might not get a lot of these honors, but man, watching the retirement stuff, man, it was great, man. I was just like, I feel it for her, man. I was like, I know she was so happy, man. Like, people in her hometown was celebrating her and stuff like that. It's like the ultimate feeling when you come home, man. Come home, and she came home and won a championship for her hometown
Mm-hmm.
team, man. That was
Mm-hmm.
like the icing on the cake,
Mm-hmm.
for her and stuff like that. So it was like, yo, she was well deserved. She's one of the all-time great players in women's basketball history, high school, college, things like that. You talk about women's basketball, you want to have Candace Parker name is always going to be mentioned in there, man. I remember, like I said, she's one of the most celebrated players of all time, man. So it was like kudos to her, man. And everything she gets, she deserves everything. Like I said, she worked for it, she got it. She been there, done that. She got it done, man. So it was a great honor, and I'm glad the Sky did that for her after she brought them a championship to help bring a championship, man. That was
Well,
like the icing on the
she
cake.
has everywhere she went in the pros, she has a championship. LA,
Yeah.
Chicago, Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So, and she only played 1 year with Vegas. I get it, but
Championship.
she won the championship. So, you know what? I mean,
She won
statue
at all
out there.
level.
She needs a statue out in LA, Chicago, and Vegas. I'm saying it. Yeah, she played
Mm-hmm.
1 year with Vegas, but like, coach, come on, man. Nah. She only played 1 year and she was hurt, some of that too, and she didn't finish it. She helped. If it wasn't for her contributions, they wouldn't have won that trophy. I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
So she deserves a statue and her jersey retired at all three spots. Give her the trifecta, man. She done
Mm-hmm.
it in high school. She did it in college. Let's get it all in the pros. Retire her jersey because you know what? It's deserving, man. Look at what she's done. I still remember her coming out of high school and,
I remember
and
too.
dunk and winning the dunking
Dunk
contest
contest
against
at the
boys.
McDonald's All American game.
Yes, so it's like, we talk about her in women's basketball. I'm saying she's one of the greats in all of basketball, men's or
Mm-hmm.
women's. Now I'm not saying she can go out there and, dominate the men, but I think she could, go out there and do all right, because she could handle. She had her spot up. She had her range. She was smart. She has great basketball IQ. So she could get and look, she grew up playing against boys. So,
Mm-hmm.
she had that toughness. So, I mean, first of all, it's respect to her to say, you know what? Her jersey should be retired in all the spots that she's played. I'm not saying every team in the league. No, 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 no. If she
Just the
no,
team she played, right?
yeah, just the team she played for, and also give her her statue there because what she helped do, she won a championship at all three teams that she played for in the pros. So she definitely deserves it. So, and I'll be honest with you, I loved watching her play. I hated to see
I
her
did
go up
too.
against the Liberty, but it was just like, man, look at what she's doing. The way we talked about Aja earlier, she
She
plays
was
the
that. She was
same.
her.
Yes, she was her. She point forward. She could play center. She could guard all 5 spots. She could play all 5. She could shoot from deep. She can take you down into the low post and back you down. She can play the midi. She could be the facilitator. She can get the rebounds. She could play defense. I mean, it's like, she was the ultimate player in women's basketball, if we're going to say that, but all of basketball, so
Hmm.
I'm like, kudos to her, congratulations to her, definitely well deserved. What do you guys think out there? What are your thoughts about Candace Parker? Should the Aces retire her jersey? I mean, I'm really putting it out there. Should the Aces retire her jersey? It's only 1 year, but she helped them, and I think it was back to back too, right? Yeah, it was back to back.
Yeah.
So she helped them get a back to back trophy. So I'm like, yeah, definitely.
I'm just saying, man.
Um, you
Her
know,
basketball career,
if it
not too
wasn't
many
for
people
injury.
can rival. Not too many people can rival her basketball
Mhm.
career, man. You don't win in high school, college, and you play for the legendary Pat Summitt, a legendary coach in college basketball.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Pat
Mhm.
Summitt, you won in high school, you won in college, you won in the pros, you won at every level, every stop of the way. You was a champion.
Won
It's like
gold
it's not too
medals.
many players that can see and gold medals. I mean,
Mhm.
you know, like I said, me, the two best players ever in Tennessee women's basketball history to me is always going. Well, I guess it's three: Candace Parker, Samiqua Holdsclaw, and Tamika Catchings.
Mhm. Mhm.
And Tennessee has had a plethora of of
Mhm.
women's the greats all over the years, and I know it's more. I know it's more, but those are my top three. And like I said, there's a lot more, but those are my top three of all time
Yeah,
for
it's hard to
Tennessee.
argue those. It is hard to argue those. So, in terms of Tennessee basketball, yeah, and you're right. Tennessee back in the days was like UConn, so let's keep it
Hmm.
real. So Gino, when he came on, that was his goal to beat Pat Summit
And
in terms of
right.
championship. So, yeah, so he's done it. So yeah, back in the days it was Tennessee, then it became UConn. So now it's South Carolina. We get it.
Mhm. Mhm.
It moves, but
Mhm.
you still gotta respect. You gotta respect game, and and Candace Parker, she definitely had game. When it came to the women's game. So, and
Mhm.
nothing but great respect to her with everything that she put on the table. In the WNBA. So, but anything else you want to add in terms of her?
Nah, man, we said everything like I said for her, man. Like I said, well deserved, man. Hey, salute Candace Parker, man. Salute.
Hmm. Um, One thing we are going to touch on, and I did forget to put it on the what you call it. Nafisa Collins, she just came back from injury. And what does she do when she comes back from injury? Put a 32 piece on the table, man. I'm like, hey, come on, you just came back, take it easy on him. Nah, she
Mhm.
like, I'm letting y'all know, man. I missed the game, and she like, usually you come back from injury, you don't do that type of damage. You might do 15, maybe 20. She said a 32 piece with some sauce on the side, and give me, some fries over here, and I want this type of soda or tea right here. She's like, and she was eating it up. I was just like, man,
Like she ain't never left.
exactly. And that just adds to what Minnesota has. But what was your thought when you saw what she did coming back from injury?
I mean, hey, I was seeing it and I was watching it and looking on the ESPN online. They was like, oh, she's doing it. Oh, she's doing she it's like how many more points she's gonna get. Nafisa was going crazy, man. Like I said, 32 points coming back her first game back off an injury. Like I said, man, she's a dog. That's the only thing you can say about Nafisa Collier, man. Between
Mhm.
her and Asia, like I said, they just neck to neck, man, up there in the top of the league. And between both of those two, man, they like the two best players in the league. But Nafisa, like I
Mhm.
said, man, if there was ever any doubt, like I said, man, if you didn't know who she was, man, you're gonna know who she is and stuff like that. Especially coming up soon when these playoffs comes, we're gonna be doing some of these playoff games and stuff like that, man. It's always gonna be great with Nafisa Collier and that tough
Mhm.
Minnesota Lynx. And people quite as kept. They wanted the dynasties, man. They like the Houston Comets, man. The
Mm.
Minnesota Lynx. They won
Mm-hmm.
some championships, bro. They won a lot of championships, man.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I think they're going for their 5th one. You know,
Right.
it's like, wow, man. Wow, they're going
Because
for
they're gonna have the most, right? Because I know Houston had 4,
Houston has
Minnesota has
4, has
4,
4. Yeah, I think they're going for the record for the most titles right now in the WNBA, as far as I can
and
remember.
now Vegas got probably 2 or 3, I think, like
I think
that.
Vegas has 3. Detroit has 2. Yeah,
Yeah,
LA I think has no, LA has
I think
wait a
LA
minute.
probably got 1. They got 1 with I
They
think they
got
got
one.
2, either 2 or
No, they got
3.
one with Candace. They got one with Lisa Leslie. WNBA championships. Let me just.
Yeah, I think they got 2. I think the Sparks have 2. If they don't have 2, they got 3. But I
Yeah,
know they.
yeah, I'm pulling it up now just to double
But,
check.
so like
Uh,
even so when the Lynx had when they had Maya Moore and Simone Augustus, I'm like,
mm-hmm.
wait, I mean, can the league get any? I mean, that's not fair. Maya
Let's
Moore. Then they
see.
lose Maya Moore, and then here comes Nafisa Collier.
Let's see. Houston won the first 4. LA won the next 2. Detroit, Seattle, Sacramento. Oh, I forgot about the Monarchs.
Another
Detroit has
iconic
3.
franchise.
Detroit
The
has the
Shock.
Shock have 3. Phoenix has 3. Minnesota's 1, 2, 3, 4. The Aces have 2. The Sparks have 3. Yeah, I thought so. The Sparks
Yeah,
have
they got
3.
3.
2001, 2002, and then they won in 16.
So the
Min-
Lynx is tied. Yeah, the Lynx is tied with the Comet.
yeah, they're 4. Seattle has 1, 2, 3.
Mm.
Yeah, because they won 2 with Stewie, and then they won 1 back with in 2004 with what's her name from UConn what's her name?
You said who did?
Seattle in
Oh,
2004.
yeah. Is it Lauren Jackson Sue Bird?
Yeah, Sue Bird and Lauren Jackson, exactly. So, but yeah,
Hmm.
I forgot about Phoenix having 3. So yeah, Phoenix has 3. Quite a few teams have 3. Washington has 1, Chicago has 1, Vegas has 2, and New York just won their first. So there
I
you
said,
have it.
don't the Detroit Shock? They had 3.
They had
Detroit.
3. They were.
Then they hold on. Then they changed to Tulsa, San Antonio, and
Mm,
Vegas. I think are they the current
yep.
Vegas team? I think they're the
Yes.
current Vegas team because I know Lane Beer
Yes.
was the coach of Detroit. Then he went
Detroit.
to
Yes. Detroit. Then they went to San Antonio. They were the Silver
San
Stars,
Antonio.
and then they
Right.
went to Las Vegas.
So
Yes.
basically, so
No,
basically,
no.
I mean,
They went from
yeah,
Detroit to Tulsa to
Tulsa, San
San
Antonio,
Antonio to yeah,
Vegas.
to
So that
Vegas.
means Vegas got what,
Technically,
2 or 3, so they got like
they got
6.
2. So no, they got 2 and 3. So that's 5 technically as an
Right,
organization.
right, right, right. Yeah,
So
yeah. Their long
hmm,
lineage. All
yeah.
right.
So there you go. So it's interesting. So all right, we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
get ready to close it down. What do we always
All right.
do every week? We talk about the power rankings. So um, I'm going to give us you want WNBA's or ESPN's power rankings?
We'll go with ESPN
Okay, so let me go ahead and share
because that's
that
who
so
paid
we
them
can.
their money. Let me stop.
Yeah, I know. I know. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. So and the power rankings are, of course, there was no. Okay, they have Vegas as number 2.
They shot up. Yeah.
Yes, Atlanta is 3. So this was
Mm-hmm.
as last week. So previously they
Mm-hmm.
were at 2. Last week Atlanta was at 3.
Stay the same.
Mercury's are up from 5 to 4. The
Mm-hmm.
Liberty are down from 4 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Seattle is up from 10 to 6.
Mm.
So that's
Okay.
because they're on their run. Golden State is down from 6 to 7. LA, they have power ranked at number 8, so they're up from
Mm.
9. That means
Mm-hmm.
Indiana is down from 7 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have Washington down from 8 to 10. Connecticut is up from 12 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago is up from 13 to 12. and Dallas is down from 11 to 13. So that's ESPN's power rankings. Any surprises for you?
Well, I guess the Sparks moving up there, man. The Sparks shooting up, but also the Aces. I know it'll have to be the Aces because the Aces. If anybody knowing, like early half of the season, the Aces was like at number 9, 10, 8. You know what I'm saying during the season, then it just shot up, man. When they sent Jewel Lloyd to the bench and they got their
Mm-hmm.
bearings right and stuff like that. So yeah, man, gotta be the Aces, man, moving up. I mean, even though we know the Aces are one of the top teams, but the way they started this year, I once when they traded Kelsey Plum, that was like a little setback. They had to
Mm-hmm.
get their
Mm-hmm.
bearings right with Jewel Lloyd. So I thought that was a great trade with Jewel Lloyd coming out. I was like, oh man, they ain't gonna miss a beat, but they did miss a beat because of that chemistry, and they had to get their things right. Like what sets to run with the players together and stuff like that, who to put out there. So they found it better, and it couldn't come at a better time, man. When they playing their best basketball right now towards the playoffs, their
Mm-hmm.
best basketball right now towards the end of the playoff. Look at that, just like we highlight since the All-Star break, 14-3
Mm-hmm.
since they put Jewel Lloyd on the bench, things like that, and
Mm-hmm.
players are starting to step up to, like I said, I said, Jackie Young had to step her game up, and I watched Jackie Young yesterday. She must have had like 10, 12 points in a row at one point. I was just like, look at Jackie Young. That's how you should be playing, with that confidence and that
Mm-hmm.
swag.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so me it would be the Aces up to number 2 and stuff like that. Even though, like I said, that's technically where they should be around the top 3 anyway. But what I'm saying, the way they started out wasn't like that. So
And then you
that'd be
talked
for me.
about LA. So and here's
Mm-hmm.
now. They're fighting for that like I said, that 8th spot. So, and they got some games. They got hosting Phoenix, hosting Indiana, hosting Washington at Seattle. So that's tough.
Mm,
That's a tough little run right there. And if they can definitely I think if they can get 3 of those, 2 and 2, keeps them in the playoff hunt. I think 3 will secure their their playoff position, especially because the next 3 are at home. So it's getting down to the wire. So like I said before, they're a game behind Atlanta for that last playoff spot. So there you have it. Like you said, I'm Los Angeles. I'm like, I was looking at this, I was like, oh, okay. You
mm-hmm.
know, in terms of the playoffs positioning, you know, one thing I will say though, our Liberty, we are because
With catering,
Seattle,
right?
yeah, Seattle has at Indiana, at Minnesota, then hosting Chicago and LA. So if they can get three of those games, New York, we have Washington,
Let me
and then
see.
at Phoenix. At Phoenix trip is going
These
to
are
be
must
tough.
win, must win.
Yes.
These are must
Yes.
wins.
Yes. So, and you need to get everyone back. So, we just got by Connecticut yesterday. It's you definitely need to step up. You don't want to keep dropping further
Mm-hmm.
down because if you get to 6, that means you're playing number 3, which is at Atlanta. Right now
Mm-hmm.
you're playing at Phoenix. So that game is going to be, in a sense, an early indication of playoff position. I mean, a playoff spot and maybe even playoff positioning because look right there. There's basically a game difference between the two. So
Yep.
so there it is. There's the power ranking courtesy of ESPN. What do you guys think about the power rankings? Definitely put it in the chat. It's man, it's a nail biter, but it's like it's interesting. Minnesota, I think is fine. They just said the Aces secured a playoff spot, so everyone else is going to be securing a playoff spot. Now it's about positioning. New York. You want to move up. To me, you want to get to number 3. You really want to get
Mm-hmm.
to number 3 because worst case scenario, you're playing. If you get by the first round, that means you're playing probably the Aces in the second round. Because if you're
Mm-hmm.
at 4, 4 or 5, you're going to be playing more than likely Minnesota. So, do you want to play them early right now, or do you want to play them in the finals? I'd rather face them in the finals than, right now. In the same token, Vegas is going to be tough. Atlanta's going to be tough. So it don't matter who you play because they're all going to push you to the wire. So, New York has to step up and, it's going to be intriguing because we're down to the wire. I mean,
Yes,
literally,
we are.
like some teams have what, 7 games, 6 games left. That's really
hmm
it. Then it's money time. Then it's
That's
the money
it.
time. But that's pretty much it. So I want to thank everyone for tapping in, to this new show titled WNBA She Got Game. Always remember, the ladies
hmm
got game, so she got game too. So thank you for all you guys tapping in. Always make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to all the networks that and channels that are associated with here. Hit the notification and always share on all your social media platforms. We really appreciate it. It's free for you guys. It don't cost you anything. It helps us out.
Right.
So it's my Man-Cave, and I'm Coach Ed. Thank you all for being here. We'll be back here next Tuesday, 7
Same
o'clock.
time.
Same time, and it'll be closer to playoffs. So, we'll really start to see how things focus. So
hmm
but that's pretty much it. We're gonna get out of here. So you all have a great night. Be safe and enjoy watching the W because she got game. Peace.
Yes, they do. Peace.
Yeah. Yo, welcome to the Man-Cave. Drown they legends. WNBA news. We about to ring the bell. Leave Diggy, Coach Ed, we got the scoop on and off the court. Watch the power move. From the hardwood glory to the locker room chats. We cover it all, ain't no need for no stats. Sipping on knowledge, pouring out the truth. Supporting the queens who brings the fire, that's the proof. So sit back, turn it up, let the stories unfold. Yeah, WNBA, we bring the heat, the future's bold. In the Man-Cave where the legends collide. Leaf Diggy and Coach Ed got that East Coast pride. What? WNBA vibes, we breaking it down. From the game to the grind, let's wear that crown. Yeah. Stay tuned in, we keeping it real. The stories of strength and the heart that you feel. Dishing out knowledge like assists we aim. In the Man-Cave where we elevating the game. So grab your seat, let the action ignite. Yeah, WNBA, we bring it to light. Keep it tight.